Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so happy to have the time to go live tonight. The energy I'm getting is about tapping in, right? Tapping into our fullest potential. So I feel guided by spirit to see what is your next power move. What is your next boss move, right? What's the next thing you're about to do that's going to set you apart, push you forward, and get you to where you're supposed to be, all right? I am so excited to get into it. So, before I talk about the three groups here, I do want to just give some gentle reminders that if you are into my daily messages, those are now exclusively on my Instagram. On my Instagram, I post a daily message every day. This is where it started, and so I'm just bringing it back there. So if that's something that you like, my Instagram is in the description box below. Also, I am open for personal readings, so if you are interested in getting a reading from me, then please use the link in the description box. My readings are accessible, okay? So go and check it out. And if you have any questions, just hit me in the comments and I will feel free to answer them, okay? All right, you guys. So I've been super busy. Finishing up my finals for this semester, along with working on a interior design project that I just started. I'm super excited. It's a piece for my kitchen. It's a custom piece. So yeah, I can't wait. Hopefully I will make a video of that in some way and I'll show you guys. So anywho, let's get into your three groups tonight. So group one is going to be this clear quartz. It has like this holographic effect on it, a clear quartz. Group two is going to be a pink calcite. Group two is the pink calcite. And then group three is this regular clear quartz, okay? The regular clear quartz. All right. So take some time to meditate on which group you belong to, and all timestamps for each reading will be in the description box as soon as the live ends, okay? Oh, pardon me. My God. My God. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, bless me. Let me just take a sip of my tea, group one. All right. Group one, we are going to get into what is your next power move? What are you about to do? How are you about to go off? Okay, so I want to start. I have them already in the order I want to start, but at the same time, I don't know. But we're going to get one card from each deck. Spirit, please tell me, those that chose group one, what is their next power move? Those that chose group one, what is their next power move? We have the Two of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Page of Coins. Interesting. Page of Coins. get one of these. Those that chose group 1 spirit, what is their next power move? Those that chose group 1, what is their next power move? What is group 1's next power move? One card, please. Oh, hold on, I dropped it. Okay, we have the 9 of Wands. Interesting. 9 of Wands. I'm hearing this something about teaching somebody a lesson. 6 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, right? This is a lesson, this Page of Coins. Somebody here, I'm getting an energy of maybe someone or something has taken advantage of you, taken advantage of a resource that you were giving them, okay? But the 2 of Swords, I see you not giving this person any options, right? Cornering them, right? They're not going to be able to talk their way out of it. They're not going to be able to make a new promise or make a new deal. With this 9 of Wands, this is about your boundaries, right? This is about you taking ownership of what's yours. You know what I'm saying? It's like you've already you've recognized the betrayal. You felt the sting, but this is you just kind of building up that wall, doing what you have to do in order to not deal with this anymore, in order to not repeat this type of thing, right? You are kind of making sure that you set the tone for how you're treated, and this could be in an intimate relationship, like a friendship, or this can be with a, you know, in a professional setting with a boss or a coworker, maybe with a partner. um, but yeah, there's something here. It's not really specific yet, but I'm feeling like with the 6 of Pentacles, it's like, you know, you how do I want to say this? This is about you kind of like setting the expectations for like exchanging things, right? When you help somebody or you give something to somebody, you know what I'm saying? You're letting them know, you know what I'm saying, what to expect of it, right? What are the conditions, right? Maybe this person thought that there were no conditions on this, that they could kind of like, you know, treat it willy-nilly, you know what I mean? But let's get another card, group 1. The reason I'm doing it like this now is because I've learned that for me over time, less is more. And I have all these nice cards and I like to see them. So, Spirit, please tell me, what is group 1's next power move? What is group 1's next power move? Uh-oh. All right. One card, please. What is group 1's next power move? Interesting. I'm going to put this over here. This card, it says Richard Worley. I don't know if you guys can see this. Richard Worley. These are from my pirate card deck. And these are just for fun. It has like pirates, facts about famous pirates. I got this when I was at some beach, and I just love the extra context. It's interesting. But anyway, it says, he set out from New York with an ill crew and carried few supplies. They captured a boat laden with household goods. I feel like this is about being underestimated, right? Somebody may have underestimated you, underestimated what you could do, underestimated what you could provide, right? I'm sitting on with few supplies. right? This person, maybe they felt like you couldn't do the job or you couldn't get the job done um, in some way. This person doubted you in some way, right? There was an exchange between you and someone else, and they doubted you, and it's almost like you're gonna, your next power move is you kind of like proving them wrong. And it might not necessarily be that you do the service, or that you know, prove them wrong by doing what they want. It's almost like you prove them wrong by setting a boundary. By, with the 9 of Wands, I'm seeing you not do what this person wants. I'm seeing you moving forward, cutting this situation off, right? Not really caring too much about it, right? um I'm definitely getting a professional energy here, where somebody felt like you didn't know enough with the Page of Coins. Somebody felt like, you know, you were, they felt like you were inexperienced. But you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna school them, you're gonna show them. They're gonna be the ones feeling like they're the ones without experience, right? They don't know enough because they underestimated you. Maybe you know something they don't know. You know what I'm saying, right? Like they looking at your boat and they looking at your crew and they're like, you don't look like you have enough. You don't look like you got what it takes, but you're over here like, I'm actually a part of this. I'm actually, you know, an expert on sailing the 7 seas. You've never left land, but I've been done this. So you don't know what I know, is what I'm getting. Like, this person underestimated you, and so you're kind of putting up this boundary in order to kind of like make it clear to them that you know who you are. This is the type of person that treats you like you don't know who you are, but you do. You know exactly who you are, okay? Group 1. What is Group 1's next power move? One card, please. What is Group 1's next power move? This deck is so big. I still don't know what I want to do with it yet, because all of these cards in this deck need to be heard. I'm telling you, none of them want to leave. And that's the truth. None of these cards want to be eliminated from this deck. What is Group 1's next power move? Grief is good for the body. Ooh. Lemons. Lemons. Hey, shit's not sweet, okay? Lemons at the bottom of the deck. Shit is not sweet, okay? With this person or in this situation, it's like you're showing that you're not afraid to really give it to them, right? You're not afraid to, you know, really let them know how it is. You know what I'm saying? This will be good for them, right? This will be good for them to know that every action has a consequence, that you can't just do people any kind of way, that you can't just, you know, treat people any kind of way, right? I forgot to read the bottom of this one. I wanted to read this really quick. It says, Edward England. England was driven from the Caribbean in 1718 and became the scourge of the African waters. He did not believe in torturing victims. Interesting. Huh. Driven from the Caribbean. He did not believe in torturing victims. Interesting. You know what this makes me think? This makes me think, you know what? The way you get back at your enemies, or the way that you get back at your opposition, right? Because we're not always, not every obstacle is an enemy, right? Whether it's a person or a place or a job, sometimes it's just opposition. Even if that person really hates you, it doesn't even have to be personal. So it's like, are they an enemy if you don't even, if you're not beefing with them back, are you really even an enemy? You know what I mean? They're just, that's just somebody pressed, you know? But this is like, you see a situation where you need to go. You see that you are in a situation where you're not wanted, or whatever reason, right? You were rejected for whatever reason, but you just went, and like I said, you just pushed forward and did the damn thing elsewhere. But it's like, you don't do it to get back at anybody. You're not bitter like that. You're not petty like that, right? You just do what you got to do for you, right? You have big dreams, right? Though your big dreams are your big dreams regardless of who else is involved. So nobody else can deter you. You're not just going after shit because somebody else made you mad or hurt your feelings. No, you've been had big dreams. Like, you are doing this for you. And sometimes that's something that people really can't understand. You know, some people need to have a reason or an audience, right? They need to have an audience to justify doing something out of the ordinary. They need to already have the validation from other people in order to take a chance on something. But other people don't need that. Other people can have the motivation from within. They have a goal and a drive that they built inside of them without other people's validation. And that's why they can keep going towards their shit even after they had a million bullies. They could have a million bullies telling them that it won't work, it won't matter, but the fact that they're doing it for themselves means that the bullies' opinions don't matter. They're not a part of the conversation. Is what I'm getting. Like, for you, this person, you know, and people who do you wrong, or situations that are shady, that's not really your fight. That's not really your, you don't really make that your business. You just get out the way and keep it pushing. And that's kind of what makes you a bit savage, is that your enemies or your opposition, you don't need to torture them. They just going to see you move forward, and they're going to watch themselves sink. And that's really enough, is what I'm getting from that. That's really enough. Group 1. Last card is, we're going to get one card from this Pear Tree Oracle. Okay. Group 1. What is Group 1's next power move? What is Group 1's next power move? What is Group 1's next power move? One card, please, Spirit. I feel like you are about to disappear from this person's view or their access, right? This person, you're moving forward, right? This person doesn't understand yet. And the thing is, don't that's not even personal, right? They probably don't understand because of their limited capacity to understand outside of themselves, right? They probably still have hella work to do on themselves, right? Some people's bubble is small, and that's really nothing you can do about that, right? But I do see that this person is kind of going to not see it coming when you're really no longer around or no longer available. With the Spear, this is all about going into the unknown. If you see this landscape here, it's like it's darkened because it's so far off into the distance, and there's shadows. And so that really represents like that anxiety about the unknown, going towards a future that, on the surface, the silhouette might be promising, but really you don't know. And so this person, right, like, and I feel like this is more of their perception of the unknown, right? That it's the scary, dark thing, right? This person might not think too much about the unknown, right? This person may have a lot of comforts that keep them in one place, right? And that's no dig at them, but they may not have goals or dreams that require them to go beyond this comfort zone. But for you, that's exactly where your dreams are taking you, right? You see this path, you're on a path that is different than theirs, one that they can't even foresee. They don't understand your path. And so I feel like in the end, they're going to be shocked, or it's going to catch them off guard to see that you're out in the future, in the distance, right? That you've gone towards a whole other, um, future, right? And I see this more so about you being unavailable, right? You're This future or this unknown to them makes you unavailable because now you're going to be a part of it, okay? But I feel like this is at the bottom of the deck, discovery. And see how she's coming out of these thickets onto this path that leads to this house. The card is called discovery, right? The reality is that this person, what they don't understand and what they're not going to see coming is you finding that light bulb moment, right? Having that breakthrough, getting that success, right? That moment where you discover your destiny. This person may not have discovered their destiny, right? A lot of people doubt that moment of discovering your destiny or the process of it, right? But like I said, sometimes people's bubbles are small, so like their perception of reality in the future is very limited. They don't understand how you are, you know, going towards something that's not readily available, right? How are you going to write your own script, right? This person, and this is also about you, letting you know, like, you are about to get the opportunity to really write the script that you've been wanting to write of your life, or whatever. Apply that how you need to apply it, you know what I mean? And then right underneath this is growth. And you see how all these branches, right? This person can only fathom what's already in front of them, but you can branch out. You can create new webs, new realities, right? The way you think, like, you make different connections than this person can. And so I feel like quite frankly, they're underestimating you because they're not on the same wavelength, girl. Like, I don't even know like what this is, but this person, y'all are just on two different, you know what I'm saying? You are on something else. You know what I mean? And they are not on enough, okay? And so maybe what I'm seeing is that their doubt in this situation caused them to underestimate you and kind of trying. I see a bit of a taking for granted or not thinking that you have enough, but you're gonna, and they can come up and maybe ask you something, but you're going to cut this off. You're going to be like, whatever. And they're not going to have any real options with you with the Two of Swords. They're going to find themselves, there's no way for them to access you in the same way, right? And I see a cutoff of communication as well. But anyway, that's all I have for you today, group one. I really hope you enjoyed this reading, okay? I am going to go ahead and start cleaning up these cards so I can get ready for the next group. And if you're sticking around, thank you. I appreciate the company. And if you're heading out, well then thank you. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm getting that. Oh, I hope some of y'all from group one are still around, but like, you know that saying where it's like today's price or yesterday's price is not today's price, right? I get that type of situation from group one. It's like somebody wanted to doubt you, somebody wanted to, kind of play in your face, but they want to backtrack or they want to spin the block and see if the offer is still available or see if they can still get something out of you. And they're going to be surprised to find that no, not only can they not get whatever from you, but they also oh gosh, it was just on my mind. Oh yeah, not only are they not going to be able to get whatever from you, but also you have turned the page, right? You're on level 12 now, right? Like, because time, you're not sitting around waiting for them to come back. Time flies and you're a busy girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a busy bee. You are, collecting points every day. Like, why did they think that you would be in the same spot they left you? Why did they think you were going to still be doing the same thing? You've leveled up like 3 days ago. Okay? All right. Let me please blow my nose, and then I'm going to take a sip of my tea. Oh, it's raining. After these readings, I'm going to take a shower and work on my project I was telling you about. I'm really excited about it. I know that it's going to take a little while, but that's why I need to get what I'm doing done tonight so that I can move on to the fun part. Okay, there's a fun part. Mm. Group 2. Group 2. You have chosen the pink calcite. Alright. And we are going to go ahead and see what is your next power move, right? Your boss move. How are you about to show out? Okay. Spirit. Those that have chosen group 2, what is their next power move? One card, please. Judgment. Bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands. Judgment. Spirit, those that have picked group 2, what is their next power move? What is group 2's next power move? Oh. Oh, you shutting some shit down. You're calling it. You're calling it. Page of Cups. Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck. Interesting. Somebody is not on your level. But let me get some more cards. I'm getting group 2 that somebody is not enough, right? I'm hearing Jack in the Box, right, with this card because, I mean, it has a Jack in the Box situation, but I'm really stuck on this box, right? And and Jack as well. It makes me think of like, you know, the sexual organ of a male. And so I feel like this is somebody who maybe they're not quite experienced enough in bed, or maybe that there's something there about that being all they can offer, right? And even that's not enough. This person may be corny. This person could come off as a square. This person could come off as just not being open enough, right? Like they're stuck in a box, their comfort zone, okay? And this really bothers you, right? This person, and with the fact that we have this Queen of Wands, I feel like this person is not, it doesn't do it enough for you, okay? And so with this Judgment and then the Ten of Swords, I feel like you are kind of making an executive decision here to end things with them because it's just not enough. Okay, let's get let's get one card from the pirate deck, the famous pirates. What is group 2's next power move? What is group 2's next power move? What is group 2's next power move? One card, please. What is group 2's next power move? Blackbeard, number 5. Blackbeard. Ooh, my bad. 5 of Cups. Interesting. And then we have this 6 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. And it says George Lowther. He took up piracy along the coast of the Caribbean and North America. In 1728, he and his crew were arrested. I feel like there's something about longevity here. I feel like this, or maturity, right? Maturity. You guys don't see, you guys don't have the same perspective, okay? What is this? Aye, aye, Captain. Shiver me timbers. Where's the loot? Taking orders. Ooh, taking orders. Mm. I feel like this is somebody who I feel like I'm getting more information about who this person is. I'm seeing somebody immature, somebody who might not make the best choices in life. I'm seeing somebody who is not as much of a leader as they may think they are, right? This Blackbeard here, I'm getting somebody who definitely wants to be seen as a leader, but with this Five of Cups, I feel like this person often disappoints in that regard, right? Whenever they have an opportunity to lead or to take over or to guide others, they can often let people down. This is somebody that needs to be in a group, somebody who needs to be told what to do. And with this judgment here, I kept focusing on this dog, right? Dog. And I kept wondering why. And I think it's because this is somebody that needs to be told what to do it right. And that might be why you're cutting this person off, right? You don't really want to be the one to help them in this way, right? You're not really interested in doing this for them, all right? I feel like you're looking at it like it's a burden, it's a responsibility. You're not looking for, you're not looking for a dog. You're not looking for, a pet. You're not looking for somebody who can't take care of themselves or who always needs, a second opinion or needs somebody to give them a hint. You know what I mean? There's something here where this person kind of like not being able to think for themselves is what's really coming through. Interesting. I want to get one of these cards here. Spirit, please tell me, those that pick group 1, what is their next power move? What is group 1's next power move, Spirit? What is group 1's? Uh-oh. Alright, what is group 1's next power move? What is group 1's next power move? Bottom of the deck, perfect timing. Perfect timing. I'll put it here. Bottom of the deck, perfect timing. No frequency without motion. No frequency without motion. I wonder. Interesting. This person don't got motion, is what I'm getting. This person don't got no motion. This person may need a crew. This person may try and like leech off other people's motion, right? I'm getting somebody who's a bit of a follower, okay? And I feel like your next power move is really to drop them, right? Ooh, yeah, I'm definitely getting that. Like your next power move is kind of like to cut them off, cut them loose. Um, and this may, I feel like it's going to be right on time. Where perfect timing, it's going to be right on time for something and then no drama right underneath. Maybe this person, I feel like this person is messy, right? I'm already getting that this person's messy. They're involved with people or in situations that you really don't want any parts of, right? This person makes bad decisions. I feel like this person associates with people that you don't really want to be associated with. And I feel like you no longer dealing with them is going to get you out of some drama that you unknowingly are on route to be in, right? Like this shit is coming straight to you, and it's because of your association with this person. I want to get one more card, please. What is Group Two's next power move? What is Group Two's next power move? One card, please. What is Group Two's next power move? One more card, please. What is Group Two's next power move? Ooh. Travel. Oh, travel. You're going places, girl. You're going to Disneyland. Abandoned. Okay? Girl. Your next power move is that you're getting the F out of Dodge. You said, oop, oop. I'm seeing the fact that you have travel and then we have abandon. Oh my God. You're going to abandon this person, right? And I do see this as more like them, like their perspective. They're going to feel abandoned by you. They're going to feel like you just dropped everything and left. You just deserted them. You left them to deal with this and that, right? Their drama, right? Because I feel like this is their drama. You left them to go figure out their own stuff. And so they're going to feel abandoned by this, right? And it's because they see you with Hearth right underneath here. They saw you as their community, right? So this could be somebody close to you, sibling, cousin, friend, lover, parent, coworker, like anybody or any institute, any whatever, right? This can apply to whatever, but you see it as a sinking ship. You see them as a sinking ship. But they see you as their family. They see you as their community. And in their mind, you know, they would hope that you would stick around with them through this, but you're kind of putting up a boundary and saying, nope, this is not my shit. This is not my situation, right? I don't have to deal with this, right? And maybe for some of you, they wanted you to feel like, yes, it was your stuff, right? It is your situation. It is your problem. But it's like you with this judgment, this is a judgment call. You're like, actually, this is not my problem. Like, actually, this has nothing to do with me. And I'm only burdening myself by continuing to enable you to involve me, because that's what it really is. This person wants to keep involving you because they, you know, maybe they don't want to feel alone, right? Because they can't think for themselves, or maybe they're codependent. They don't know, you know, there's something there about them needing somebody else to kind of help them and help to guide them, right? And advise them. But you're looking at it like, look, I didn't ask for a companion. Not with this. I don't want a companion in this way. You know what I mean? So that's your next power move, Group Two. You're gonna cut this person off. You're gonna run away, right? You're gonna take your shit and you're gonna go, because you can already foresee that the longer you are involved with this individual, the more likely you are going to have to deal with some bullshit. And this could be legally, or it could just be some neighborhood drama or work drama, right? This person is bringing drama in your life. All right, so that's all I have. I'm going to go ahead and clean up for the next group. If you're sticking around, yay, thank you. I appreciate the company. If you're heading out, well then, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the notification bell. All right. Ooh, I'm a hungry Group 3. Ooh, okay. Trying to put the timestamp. Alrighty, group 1. Welcome to your reading. Ooh, group 3. Pardon me. Group 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen this crystal here. I believe it is a clear quartz. All right. And we are going to go ahead and get into what is your next power move. What is your next boss move? Okay, group 3. So, the first cards, I want to shuffle these cards first. All right, Spirit. What is group 3's next power move? What is group 3's next power move? We have 4 of Cups. What is group 3's next power move? What is group 3's next power move? Ooh, what is this? It literally never rains. And it's raining today. We have the Fool. Ooh, I heard build your own burger or build your own pizza. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have, what is this? The Hangman? Okay, interesting. Ooh, interesting. This is a big responsibility, group 3, right? We got big boy pants. I feel like with the Fool here, I feel like you are kind of at, you may feel like you're at a crossroads, but this is an opportunity, right? You're stepping into another layer of independence is what I'm getting with the Fool. You're stepping into another layer or another level of independence, one that you've never experienced before. But with the 4 of Cups here, I'm seeing you, either you feel uncomfortable with the options that you have presented with you. You may feel uncomfortable with the options presented to you, but I'm also getting that you could feel overwhelmed, right? Maybe you have multiple options, and there's a part of you unsure if you even want to begin this new journey, right? For example, maybe applying for colleges, right? You're not even really sure if you want to go to college, but you've applied to several and a few of them accepted you. And so now you kind of have to decide, or you feel pressure to decide to go to one of these institutions, even though at the same time, like I said, you're not even fully sure if this is what you want, right? So let's get some more cards. What is group 3's next power move? What is group 3's next power move? One card, please, Spirit. What is group 3's next power move? Okay, we have interesting. This card again, 6 of Pentacles. George Lowther, he took up piracy along the coast of the Caribbean and North America. In 1728, he and his crew were arrested. I feel like this is about failing, right? Took up piracy, right? Your next power move, I'm not yet seeing what your move is. Okay, I'm gonna be real. I'm not yet seeing what your move is, but I am seeing this as your next power opportunity. This is more of an opportunity, and I feel like it's presenting this way because perhaps you can be a indecisive person with the Hangman here, right? But it could be that you sometimes have a hard time, reconciling. Ooh, okay, I'm just checking my battery. I need to end the live soon, but it's okay. We have enough time. But I feel like, yeah, you have a hard time often with making decisions, especially when you have to make them quickly on the spot. When you feel like it's there's pressure or a commitment, okay. But I feel like there's something coming towards you where you're going to have to make a decision, and it's a, like I said, it's a life altering decision. It's one that takes you into that next chapter, and it's going to require a new level of independence. But I feel like with the Knight of Wands, it has to do more so with your independence in terms of your self motivation, right? Can you motivate yourself, right? This next stage is going to require you to be responsible for your drive, okay? And I feel like, I feel like you're going to pick one of these options, right? There's several options here. You're going to pick a path, but I feel like this is a big step for you, and that's why it's coming out this way. All right. At the bottom of the deck, we have Jack Rackman, also known as Calico Jack. He had a short but very successful career as a pirate captain in the West Indies and the Caribbean. Short but very successful career. Interesting. I feel like this is kind of like a dichotomy, right? We have this guy who um he took up piracy and then his crew got arrested, right? Things go wrong. But this person, even though it was short, it was successful. It was deemed a successful career. I feel like this is about your perspective, right? I feel like your next power move is kind of like taking hold of your perspective, right? When you start to feel that negativity come through, like that anxiety. You know how when you get anxious and it can kind of trigger all of these scenarios to flash through your head, all the things that could go wrong, all the things that could fuck up or start flashing through your head. This is kind of you learning how to grab the reins on that situation and redirect that energy, redirect those thoughts into something positive that perhaps yes, maybe you will get arrested. If if you become a pirate, perhaps yes, you will get arrested. But also, the short time that you were active, you were really successful and you made a lot of waves. No pun intended. So it's kind of like having looking at the glass half full, trying your best to be more positive, and hopefully having a positive attitude or being more positive towards things will get you out of this hangman energy where it's easier for you to make decisions, because now you're not stuck on what could go wrong all the time. All right, which one has the most potential? Not which one has the most potential to fail. Which one has the most potential to succeed? Which one has the most potential to give you the most bang for your buck? Which one has the most potential to benefit you in the long run, right? So thinking in terms of gains, not losses. Spirit, what is Group Three's next power move? What is Group Three's next power move? What is Group Three's next power move? Ooh, we got two cards, and I feel compelled to take them. Off script at the bottom of the deck, off script, right? You're going to have to do something that you've never done before. You're going to do something different, right? Your next power move is that you're not going to follow your usual routine. Your next power move is that you're actually going to take your time and you're going to rethink things. You're going to restructure your perspective in that moment or in those moments when this new opportunity comes through. We have permission, and then we also have more flies with honey. And so I feel like that goes into what I said before, right? You are going to one, stop looking for permission from others. I don't know, that was coming through where it seems like maybe in the past, maybe it's hard for you to make decisions, partially because maybe you've always had somebody else come in and be able to be the one to make the decision for you. Maybe you've never truly had that level of independence where most things were on you or the important things were on you. And so here it's like, no, now this doesn't need your mom's permission, this doesn't need your dad's permission, it needs your permission. And not only that, but you are going to give yourself permission to take new chances, right? You're going to give yourself permission to be brave and get out of the box, right? Some of you just may be feeling like a prisoner, right? This this mindset that you have, it makes you just feel like you've outgrown it, but your mind is still stuck there. So it's like you're kind of fighting this metaphorical cage. It's like, nope, you're going to give yourself permission to get out of this cage and go towards opportunities that you're actually interested in. Like if you're thinking like, oh, I want to do that, you can do that. You don't need nobody else's permission. And then here we have more flies with honey, which is making me think of what I said as far as having that positive perspective, right? You're more likely to go after your goals when you have a positive perspective about reaching them. You're more likely to say hi to somebody if you have a positive expectation of the interaction. You're more likely to pursue things if you have a positive idea of what that experience may be like. And so you're going to be tapping into that positivity bag where you're like, you know what? I because I want my dreams to come true, I'm going to have to actually have a mindset that is open to that. I need a mindset that encourages my dreams to not true. I need a mindset that encourages my dreams to come true, not a mindset that's going to discourage me from pursuing my dreams, okay? So remember, more flies with honey. You're more likely to get what you want when you are in a positive mindset, all right? And then lastly, ooh, I want to get a card from the Pear Tree Oracle. All right, one last card for you guys. What is Group Three's next power move? What is Group Three's next power move? What is Group Three's next power move? One card, please. One card, please. Uh-oh. All right. Okay, Group Three. I love this. This is thickets, okay? Your next power move is that you're not going to be afraid of the work, right? Your next power move is that you're going to um go towards the struggle. And I mean not like struggle in a bad sense, but with this fool here, it's kind of like, ooh, the fool here and then the thickets, I'm kind of seeing these the same way, right? Making the decision to move forward through the scary trees, through the woods, right? You're gonna walk through the woods. Before you were too scared to, you weren't sure if it was gonna be worth it for you. But now you're like, no what? You know what? If I say I want something, I'm gonna have to be able to go through the trenches to get it. And the trenches aren't even always that bad, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes the work to do it is not as daunting as you think, or it's not as hard as you think. It's not as scary as you think. But I feel like this is what is new. It's new, so it comes off as scary. What if I do this and I fail? What if I do this and everything falls apart? What if I don't reach the finish line? What if I don't make any good of the effort that I put in? But the reality is that you're looking at it like, if I don't take these chances, then I get nothing, right? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. You sitting around is you losing. You refusing to go towards what you want is you losing. But you getting up and you doing what you said you were going to do, and you plotting and planning and executing, that is you in the game. All right? And the game is ongoing. It's not stopping. So you either get in or you just sit around and lose. Okay? And not to be rude, but you know what I'm saying? These thickets, like, that's just the doorway to the other side. All these branches, these are just the doorway to the other side. You know what I mean? So I hope that was comprehensive. Like I said, Group Three, it looks like your next power move is you really walking it how you talk it. It's like maybe you've already been having these realizations of where you need to be and what you need to do, but it's like now this is going to be an opportunity for you to put that into action, right? Are you going to back out like you always do? Are you going to doubt yourself like you always do? Are you going to keep doing the same thing that you're always doing? Or are you going to let this be an opportunity where you step outside the box and you have a positive mindset and you try something new to get what you want? All right, so that's all I have for you today, group 3. And everyone, thank you so much for watching this live. I'm so happy to have some time back so I can do these things for you. If you haven't noticed, I do have a new setup, so I'm excited to have my new setup. But anyway, like I said, if you enjoyed the video, give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment. And if you would like to be notified whenever I post new videos, please subscribe and ring that notification bell. And if you're watching the live, I am about to put the timestamps in the description. So give me just a couple minutes, all right? See ya. Y'all have a good night.